All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash, the borners, and to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation and much love to Yakim out there pushing out this word and truth and sincerity. And just want to do a quick video, RFID microchip update, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, and just want to go into this article I came across. And of course, go into the scriptures, which we already know. You shouldn't, by now you should know what the deal is. But for edification's sake, we're gonna bring them out. All right. So without further delay, we're gonna go ahead and read this, starting this article, and then I'll bring out the precepts as we go. All right. This is on the website theconversation.com. And this is entitled "What's your pet's microchip has to do with the mark of the beast." All right, April 3rd, 2019. Look like it's written by Jordan Firth, University of North Texas. All right, so it says an almost invisible electronic device used all over the world, best known to much of the public for helping reunite lost pets and their owners, but also found in subway cards, electronic tolling, luggage tags, passports, and warehouse inventory system, has alarmed some evangelical Christian communities who see in this technology the work of the Antichrist. All right, which we'll get into that in a second. It says, okay, let's keep reading here. In the section of A Billion Little Pieces, my recent book about radio frequency identification chips, also known as RFID chips, I investigate why these tiny items have, in some religious circles, become closely linked with the apocalypse depicted in the Bible, the biblical book of Revelation. The reasons are more connected with modern concerns than you might expect. And in the beginning here with the apostles of Great Millstone, we've been teaching this for decades. All right, our apostles, all right, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Racha, and the elders, they've been teaching this for decades, man. They've been teaching this since the 90s, okay, if not prior to that, but this is us here at Great Millstone are the ones that have pushed this out on another level. Yeah, you got some Christians, these Christians in the world, pseudo Christians, whatever you want to call them, that believe the mark of the beast is the chip. But who's the one pushing it out there? Who's the one declaring it? All right, blowing that trumpet. It's the men of the Lord here at Great Millstone. All right, so it says, for starters, RFID technology is a method of wirelessly, digitally identifying objects like luggage, cars, or subway passes that often do not require any internal power source. So because this chip, all right, this RFID chip is going to be powered by the BTUs your body creates. All right, the energy, the power source is coming from your body. So they'll say, oh, it's only activated when a RFID reader targets it. Well, guess what? You're amongst everything you're around is RFID reader. Your phone, all right. Everything that's smart TV, smart blender, smart this, smart that. All right, your car, everything is you're around everything. And then mention the tolls, the electronic tolls. Well, guess what? Though you're not right next to those, you're not inches away from that, but they still, if you have an Easy Pass, all right, they're able to read the RFID chip in that tag, okay, and you're feet away from that, and speeding by at 80 miles an hour. Even you can go blowing past it at 130, and it's still gonna read that chip. All right. So let's go into the scripture real quick. All right, Revelation. Let's just set the basis for it. All right, it says in Revelation 13 and 14 or 15. Now start at 16. Get straight to the point. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, so you have this mark of the beast that the Bible's talking about, that it's going to be caused. Everybody's going to have to. It's going to be pushed out so that everyone has to take it, or you're going to be just off the grid. You're not going to be part of society. You're not going to be able to live. Okay, you're going to be back into the Stone Age, so to say. All right. And so it doesn't matter who you are. If you Jay-Z, or just a nigga on the street, the rich, a trillionaire, billionaire, whatever, or if you're dirt poor, living paycheck to paycheck, or a bum on the street, all right, free and bond, all right, prisoners, all right, people just walking around, just living life. All right, you're gonna have to receive this mark, and you go into that word there, mark, which we'll go into. It's the word charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and the next chapter it doesn't specify which hand, so it doesn't matter where you take that chip, you receive it. That you take that chip, then you have ultimately received the mark of the beast. All right, continue on. It says that often does not require any internal power source. A small chip is inserted. All right, and we're gonna go into these words a little bit because we've gone over this multiple times, but we're gonna do a quick overview of it again. It says inserted into or attached to an item to be identified, like a duffel bag or toll pass transponder. It does nothing until it passes near an RFID reader, which can be a few inches away for passports or several feet away, as in highway toll barriers. The reader emits a specific radio frequency that activates the chip, which then transmits its digital identification code. All right, now, so let's go into these words now. All right, go to that word mark. Slocky, I was doing a lesson earlier on Spanish. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 16, and the word there for mark. And I've done a lesson on this multiple times, going into each damn one of these words. All right, but we'll go. This is the word charagma for mark. A stamp imprinted. All right, thing carved. All right, graven work. The mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which there's not one Antichrist. We'll go into that later, though. All right, so the main thing I want to hit is I've done lessons on this before. A scratch or an etching. You go into that word scratch it's pretty much an insertion. All right. Go in back here. It said a small chip inserted. Okay. Matter of fact, for edification's sake, let's go through it again. Sound like a broken record. Oh well. Scratch. I think it's scratch or scratching. Okay, scratch. Slight skin tear produced by a sharp thing. What's that going to be? That sharp. What's going to be the sharp thing? The corax. Okay, which is the next word we're going to get into. But the syringe. All right, the needle, the pail, the stake that's going to cut your skin so that the chip, the charagma can be inserted. All right, the charagma is the mark. All right, the charagma is the mark, the thing that's going to be implemented or imprinted in you. That's going to be the stamp, the mark, the branding. Okay, but it said scratch or etching. All right, so let's go back. Scratch, okay, meaning mark or slight furrow in metal. Okay, and some more in here. It says the devil. Scratch is the devil. That's funny. There's more though. Maybe it was a etching or scratching. Okay, here we go. Scratch. Okay, here we go. Verb. To scratch. That's not it. All right, but you see the slight skin tear, the scratch. So it says, what did it say? Scratching? Okay, scratch. So scratch means it's a slight tear. All right, now how they're gonna do that is through this the corax, which is the next word. But let me look up etching. Etching. Because that was it, the word, right? Was it etch or etching? Etching, yep. All right, so etching here. It says verbal, also the art of engraving, a print, etc. made from it. So let's go to etch. So it's going to be a engraving. When you engrave something, you're etching it in. To engrave by eating away. Okay, to etch. All right. So let's go to engraving now. Engrave. All right, carve in, engraving. Act of cutting designs. Okay, that which is engraved. Impression taken from an engraved plate. Okay, so these things are going to be physically marked on you, engraved on you, scratched on you. And we know scratch is a slight tear in the skin. Okay, and what's going to do that? Again, what we understand what the charagma is the mark of the chip, the actual RFID chip. Now you go to the next word, corax, the pail or stake. All right, this is going to be what causes that scratching. See, here it is, scratching, akin to G1125. All right, which is the next word we're going to get into. All right, through the idea of scratching. Okay, sharpened to a point and this is what's gonna implant, okay, the microchip in there, okay. Maybe that's what it was, scratching. Nah, let's just go back to scratch. Yeah, so anyway, so now the graphos, the next word is grapho, to write with reference. All right, so this is what's going to be written in that the charagma. This is going to be the information. And how does he know that? Because it said the reader emits a specific radio frequency that activates the chip, which then transmit its digital identification code. So all that, the identification code, your information, your billing information, or the payment information, your health information, all that is going to be written and digitally written into the chip. And that's where the grapho comes in, okay? That's where the grapho comes in, all right? So this is all these three words, grapho, charax, and charagma, is telling you about the RFID, is literally explaining, all right, the RFID microchip, okay? Plain and simple. If you can understand it, if you can't, then tough luck. All right, let's keep reading though. It says the chips, also called tags, are just about everywhere. About 10 million tags were used around the world in 2018 alone. Retailers, especially clothing stores, are potentially huge markets that has begun to adopt RFID systems to monitor inventory and to prevent theft. So ultimately, that's what Esau wants to do. He wants to keep track of you. He wants to see his inventory, because you're nothing but chattel unto this devil, man. Esau, Edom. You're his property. All right. That's why you have a birth certificate. All right. That's why you have to ask permission to leave the country, get passports. All right. Because you are his property. You are his inventory. You are his commodity. You make money for him. Okay. Just like inventory would. All right. It says many domestic pets are microchipped with RFID, encoding information that helps them reunite with their owners if they get lost. So see, look, if they did a test run with the pets to see how it would bond with them, all right, how it would work. And now if you get lost, you try to run away. If you try to buck out or whatever, this you on the run from jail or whatever. Well, look, all that, you're lost. Now they can easily find you. Easily. That's why they're setting up the Internet of Things with the 5G network and all that, so like that, doesn't matter where you go, you're going to be close to an RFID reader. So there's no if you got to be close to the RFID reader for it to work. Well, you're around it all day long. You got a phone on you, you got all this technology around you that's interlinked into the Internet of Things. Okay, it says say some humans have also chosen to microchip themselves so their bodies can wirelessly communicate with identification systems, and that's where the evangelicals get obsessed. See, so there goes the graphos again. That's the communication that's written inside the inside the chips, man. So it can send that information to the readers. Okay, so let's go on. It says the mark of the beast. Salakia. It says the mark of the beast. What does the chip implant have to do with the Bible? Believers see echoes of RFID chips in a short passage in the book of the Revelation, and it goes into the Revelation 13, 16, 17. So if these guys can see it, what's up with you simple ass Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man? You can't see that this is the mark of the beast? Here it is. I don't know if this guy is writing is a Jake or whatever, Jordan Firth. See if we show a picture of his. Yeah, look at this guy. Associate professor of technical communication. He can see, at least he can get some gist of the idea, and you dumbasses can't see it, man. That's why the Lord gonna kill you. Most likely you're gonna take the chip and get put to death. All right. Says this passage is the origin of beliefs around what would eventually become known as the mark of the beast, a way to identify those who worship the Antichrist, which that's not correct, because there's more than one. First and foremost, there's more than one Antichrist, and second of all, you're not worshiping. I mean, I guess you could say that, but anyone that comes up against the Lord is the Antichrist. What you're worshiping is the beast, which we'll get. Well, let's go back to that Revelation real quick. All right. This is Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Because ultimately, if you don't worship the image of the beast, you're not. That means you're going against this Esau system, man. All right. It says in Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, not the Antichrist. All right. If any man worship the beast system is Antichrist, because it's a composed of people running it, you know. And this the image, and it says worship the beast, and his image was beast is the EU and NATO. All right, the image is their system. All right, the philosophies, the way of living, the democracy, all that nonsense. All right, so you're worshiping the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. See, so if you worship the beast in his image, ultimately you're going to receive that mark because you're worshiping the beast. All right, it says, oh, it's lucky I was going to get that about the Antichrist. There's more than one Antichrist, okay? This is 1 John 2:18. It says, little children, and it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Okay, so yes, anybody coming up against the Lord is an Antichrist. Where is that? I think it's 2 John. 2 John 1:7. For many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. So anybody that denies the Lord, anybody that's against the Lord, is an antichrist. Okay. And what did it say in Revelation? It said, it said, for many deceivers are entered into the world. Okay. What is Esau known as, man? A deceiver. What is one of the definitions of devil is deceiver. Okay, let's go back to Revelation 13 and said, and Revelation 13:14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So this is going to be those miracles via this technology that he got, man. The RFID chip, the brain implants, making people walk again. You know, I watched that movie Transcendence. The Apostle Ramla was talking about, you know, and it showed the miracles that Esau's trying to do through his technology, man. You know, healing people, making people whole through all his nonsense, man. You know, and they're gonna really push this with convenience and, you know, all these benefits that this biohacking or you know, transhumanoids or whatever they call them, you know, cyborgs. Okay, all that they're gonna push it through that. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had wound by a sword and did live. Now it's going into the Roman Empire. Ancient Roman Empire, but nonetheless, it said deceived. All right, the system, you know, technically, all these people in the system they're antichrist because they're against the Lord. So ultimately, you know what he's saying here, you know, it has some, you know, some way to it. It says a way to identify those who worship the Antichrist, because if you're an Antichrist, ultimately you're against the Lord, and you worship the beast in his image and then receive his mark. All right, it says more than 15 years ago, some evangelicals began linking the RFID to the mark. Man, apostles been doing it way longer than 15 years, man. Y'all just now catching up, you know, and this is how they're going to implant it. Again, there goes the Karax, the instrument to implant the Karagma, which is the chip, and the chip has the graphos in it, written in it, okay? My research has found that they made the connection for two main reasons. First, when biohackers chip themselves, they typically put the RFID chip into the palm of one hand because it's easier to wave that at sensors to open doors or process payments. And the scripture specifically mentions the mark on a person's hand. And it's plain and simple. See, he at least he can put two and two together. You got simple ass niggas saying that the mark of the beast is Christianity. How stupid can you be? In addition, some people have injected RFID chips containing credit card payment information, buy and sell, which calls to mind the payment methods mentioned in the Bible. See, this guy has some sense to him, man. You know, he's a lot smarter than a lot of you simps out there. You know, it just goes into some articles that were published about it. Wisconsin, Foursquare, the company. He says, well, I'll read this. It says, in the years since the connection between RFID and the mark was remained prominent, or has remained prominent. In 2017, a Wisconsin company, which was Foursquare, I believe, offered to pay for its employees to get RFID implants if they voluntarily chose to. So see, look, you got people volunteering for this, man. But soon it's going to be the only way to live in this society. All right? That's what they're trying. That's why I said he causeth all. Because you either believe in the Lord or you're going to worship the beast and be part of a society. Or be subject to be put to death, as we read. All right? If you, as many as they did not worship the beast, the image of the beast should be killed in verse 15. All right, they're gonna come for us, man. Especially the men of the Lord, because they know damn well we're not gonna receive it. Lord's will, the Lord keep the spirit of fear upon us. Fear the Lord. All right. It says employees to get RFID chips if they voluntarily choose to. The company's Google business listing was flooded with more than 100 one-star reviews, many of which said it was a sin to use RFID as a form of identification or payment, which, that's not necessarily true as far as, because your phone has RFID, your credit card has RFID technology, all right? The real IDs have RFID in it. The only way to sin is if you implant it in you, man. You receive that mark, all right? It says some of them were specific about what was wrong, saying the company was doing the dirty work of Satan himself, and that's true. Satan is the so-called white man, Esau Edom. All right, that's one of his names. What is that? That old. Let's get that. I think it's 18, 19. All right, Revelation 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. That's talking about the self-proclaimed white man, Esau Edom. He goes by the dragon, all right, the old serpent, going back to the garden, the devil and Satan, man. Those and the wicked. He goes by those are all his aliases, all right, all his titles, so to say. All right, so this company is doing the bidding of Satan, the dirty work for Satan. All right, it says, and urging employees to read your Bible. This is the first sign of the mark of the beast. All right, does it really matter? Yes, it does matter. Before I even read the rest of that article, just about to wrap it up. This is why it matters. All right, Revelation 14:9 again. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the mark being the RFID chip. All right, RFID microchip. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, his righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. That's why it matters, man. Because you're going to be burned alive, all right? You're going to be burned to a crisp. The Lord's going to make you drink of that cup of his indignation, man. That's why it matters. But you're going to get put to death if you take that chip. It says, does it really matter? It's more than just curiosity that evangelical Christians have linked RFID to the apocalypse. Evangelicals are a major force in American culture and politics, and their views on technology are often underreported. In addition, they're expressing concerns, blah, 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 whatever. All right. Now I read this. Says, most people probably don't agree with that RFID represents the mark of the beast. Yeah, most people don't, because a lot of people are going to take it and die. They're supposed to. It's a prophecy. Even people amongst Israel, all right? Even people amongst the Israelites don't believe that the mark of the beast is the RFID. But the roots of that concern do raise interesting questions about the merging of human bodies and computing. Again, watch that movie Transcendence. That was a great movie. Shows pretty much showing you that how Esau wants to combine technology with your human. He wants to capture your soul into technology, which he can't. He can't do it. All right, it says the religious fear that every person might need to be physically tagged to pay for things and move freely shares a lot with the concerns expressed by more mainstream privacy advocates. So, that's pretty much it, man. A billion little pieces, RFID, and infrastructures of identification. I'll check that out on another day. Anyway, here it is. You know, the title, I'll probably name it after the title. What does your pet's microchip has to do with the mark of the beast? Hey, the mark of the beast is here, man. People already volunteering to get it. It's doing exactly what the scripture said it was for. And it's even, we know it's even more than that. It's more than just buying and selling. All right. But that's what the main thing the scriptures talk about. All right. So beware. Don't take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, or die. You know, if you take it, you're gonna die. So whatever. You know. So with that, you know, Mawaf Lababal Shalom.